Hi, my name is Jarkko Moilanen, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about data monetization and how that it actually requires both data products, which you have probably heard, and also data services, and how that all those are connected to each other. Yes, I'm the co-founder of Data Product Business, and I'm helping companies to succeed in the data economy. That's my main job and main goal. I often work with the C-level staff, and customers vary a lot. Some actually want help in building their first data products. And on the other end of the spectrum is, for example, applying data economy for the fruit industry in Vietnam. So I can say that I have the best possible job in the data economy, and I see a lot of cases. But that's enough about me. Let's go forward. As you all know, data product as a concept has gained a lot of attention. For example, the Harvard Business Review wrote an article about data product mindset a couple of years ago, and I've seen that circulating quite a lot. And it actually says that you should approach your data with a product mindset. It doesn't tell you that everything should be a product. It stresses the need to have a different kind of approach to data, and products often refer to some kind of business models, for example. And also, you probably know that the data product concept is one of the pillars of much discussed data mesh. And also in this conference, we'll hear a lot about that data mesh and data products. But yet, generating value from data products often requires data literacy skills, and that is not too often commonly available in the companies yet. So that's one of the drawbacks of data products, that you actually need to work with them to actually get the value out of those. And that leads to us the situation that or the question that is selling this kind of data products, my data, the only and most profitable option for you. If you want to monetize data, should you actually go only what the data product is? No. I urge you to go towards services. That differs from product kind of thinking, that in service dominant logic, co-creation is the key. So you're working with the customer instead of providing them something to buy off the shelf. And I am claiming that data-driven services are eating the data economy. Some have said that software is eating the world. I'm now saying, or coining a term or phrase, that data-driven services are eating the data economy. And the services is the key point of my presentation today. But before we go into data services, let's have a look at the foundations behind my claim of this data-driven services approach. We all know that services are eating the world. We have come from buying DVDs, and now we're watching the Netflix. But at the same time, we have moved from products to services, but the products have not vanished anywhere. We still have the movies as digital products. At the same time, you all know this Rolls-Royce example, that they used to sell jet engines for the manufacturers, but now they're actually selling the service as a flight hours. So, but still, we still have the engines. The jets are not gonna fly without the engines, despite of fancy services. But still, everything is going towards a service. And also, for example, in the trucks world and buses, also the provider, builder, MAN, actually has this concept of truck use as a service. But still, we still have the trucks. But anyway, the point is that everything is going towards services, and data economy is not an exception. Based on my experiences for some years now, and because of my academic background and interests, I have created a three-level model for layers of the data economy. And in the bottom, let's start from the bottom. You need to build a solid foundation before ascending to anywhere towards the top. So, and the foundation is the in my thinking, it's the basic form of data management that we have now. So having these solid technical solutions, clear processes, and descriptions and everything. So you know the drill. It's the traditional way of how do you do data management. Get that in shape. Apply possibly some kind of machine learning, AI things if you need it in your business. Not necessarily, but that's your foundation. On top of that, you actually build the data products. Yeah, and you normally start, and I urge you to start to work in a way that you productize data for internal use. So you stay safe, you get familiar with tools, processes, and everything before you go anywhere near any kind of publicity level. So internally, create products to actually increase the speed, maximum speed of use of the data. The next level in the middle is the closed data ecosystem level. And in there, you are actually joining some kind of group of companies with a shared goal to actually create some kind of data service or data product driven offering. But again, you're still in a safe boundaries because it's a closed data ecosystem. You're not exposing your data to everyone. And the final level, which we now more often see in the form of data markets or data marketplaces, where data is sold, algorithms are sold, and data as a service is sold. But that's the visible tip of the iceberg, which we normally see, and we don't see the below levels at all, where the biggest thing and probably at the moment biggest value actually happens and is created. But yes, servitizing data is probably the best option in the public level and and also in some cases in the closed ecosystem level as well. And today we'll focus mostly on the servitizing data part, and we are still limiting to the B2B viewpoint. So nothing to do with the B2C. Let's stick with the B2B approach now. But okay, so this is the model that I created. Again, don't worry, I'm not going to go through all of this material. We'll focus on one element of this table, but the point here is that whatever you do, you should not start to think, am I having data products or am I having data services? Who cares? You should focus on value delivery. That's what your company is for. You should create value for your investors and you should create value for your customers. So how do you actually deliver the value? There we can see that some of these solutions that are derived from actual use cases in the world and kind of collected together here in simple format, we can see that there are some product dominant solutions, data as a product and data enhanced products. And then we have more or less clearly service oriented solutions, data driven services, and data enabled performance outcomes. So these are archetypes of let's say value delivery objects, which often can be products or services. But let's have a look at these with some practical examples. What are data products and so on. So data as a product, the basic idea is that you sell sourced or processed data to customers and or other parties, whoever those might be. The customer actually gains knowledge or information about something else that they otherwise would not have access to. So this is the traditional format of selling data. And we all know that basically this kind of boom bigger boom of exposing data was the open data movement, but it actually lacked the product approach to data. And that's one of the reasons, in my opinion, why it actually at least partially failed. But anyway, practical examples here is Telia, a mobile network operator who actually sells crowds insights, which are based on the location data collected from their mobile network. Pretty simple thing. But again, they have thought about what is the problem this data product actually solves, what is the use cases for it, what's the value proposition of it, what's the name of it, what's the price of it, what's the description of it, and probably some kind of sample is given in the marketplaces and so on. So they have productized the data. It's not everything that Telia has. It is a subset of their data and is solving a problem. Vodafone, another kind of similar example, again, people's location data, but they sell it to TomTom, at least sold. And the third example is Demola Global Network, who actually has a couple of million university students in the world doing small projects for companies who are exploring new concepts, new models, and they are collecting a lot of insights and information, and they are putting that information inside Demola's databases. And Demola is currently productizing that data to be given any kind of companies. And normally that is it contains hidden signals and information about how, for example, the new generations think about certain phenomena or subjects. That can be used in entering markets or in product development, service development in various ways. But again, all this requires significant amount of skills from the purchasing company. And they need to still drag or squeeze the value out of the data, and as such, it doesn't have any business value, in my opinion, for the buying partner. All right, that's the simple format of data product. Then the second is data enhanced products, and in here the key idea is that you take existing product offering and enhance them with data. You put steroids on the product in a data format, and by that it actually offers the vendors can provide new product features and functionalities, for example, remote and real-time monitoring, location, condition diagnostics, and so on. And good example here is Hilti, who actually provides power tools. And they have started to sell smart power tools which indicate where they are, when is the maintenance, repair, or calibration, blah blah blah. Different kind of situations with the power tools. So they can actually propose better incomes and better performance for the customers with this kind of equipment. So. And again, these are examples are from given a certain context, most of them in built environment, for example, but there are a lot of examples similar to this Hilti one. But all right, still we are in the product kind of thinking. It's not service as such. We are improving the existing product. Now we are entering the data, service dominant logic kind of thinking, where the focus is mostly on the service side. And here the first one is data-driven services, where the vendors accumulate data to analyze, predict, and optimize customers' business operations or organizational processes are used. So you're actually selling intangible insights and know-how for the customer on how to improve their processes and business opportunities, for example. So an example here, again from built environment, building industry, eGate offers IoT-driven system about concrete drying time forecasting. Not about is it dry or not, but actually the forecasting when it will be and where in this, for example, in this building is going to be ready to proceed to the next step. And this enables customers to actually stay in the project schedules and eliminate needs for on-site visits. So you can do it remotely all the time and see where you are going. Johnson & Johnson collects and visualizes data from surgical instruments and, for example, benchmarking purposes for the hospitals and so on. So here we are building a service on top of data purely. The fourth one is a combination of two. So data enabled performance is about selling data enabled performance outcomes, and you do it by combining data enhanced products and data driven services. So basically, here you are really deep in your customers' processes. You are a trusted partner, and a lot of things are shared with you because you need to be able to understand the customer and their business pretty solidly and deeply. And vendors provide practically measurable and guaranteed performance and capacity outcomes. So you're not selling a service, you're selling results. And examples here is the Kemira collects real-time data on the chemical processing activities and helps the customers to improve and steer their operations based on mutually set key performance indicators. So again, we are matching the KPIs. We're not selling any kind of service. And so on, and so on. So basically, this is the combination of two previously discussed data monetization options. Key takeaways, data economy is servitized just like any other business, as we discussed, from DVDs to Netflix, and then we saw some examples how data is becoming a practical example of any kind of business at the moment, and it's becoming more in the servitized format rather than selling your data as a CSV file or something like that. You should still productize the data, but the primary goal is to do it for internal purposes and to actually gain maximum speed of data reuse. In the data closed data ecosystem levels, you still probably want to do productizing the data, but in some cases also servitization makes sense. And there the reason is that you maximize the partner network value. And the final level is actually go to the public market level, and then there you probably want to stick with the servitization mostly, and to actually maximize the sales and the customer value. Why all this matters? Well, trend is that we are going from products to data-driven services, and that's a reality, as the example showed you. This is also a transformation journey for any of these companies entering this way. And it also challenges the existing business strategies. So you need to understand what are the options and what we can do in our company. And naturally, it requires new kind of skills and skill sets and mindset from your business people at least, but also from rest of the staff as well. And yes, I've been doing this kind of transformation help for customers in different sizes for about 200 times. And I'm ready to help any of the companies wanting to enter data monetization in their business. And just look at the dataproductbusiness.com and find more information. If you go there, and when you go there, you actually find a couple of resources, good resource to look at. We are finalizing the new book with a couple of colleagues, Deliver Value in the Data Economy. And also you can find my PhD research, which is aiming to provide a ready-made model, a framework for companies to enter data economy. So how to guide the transformation, which probably takes a couple of years. Thank you.